The entire country prepares for this coming Monday. Many businesses have expressed concern that they're going to be forced to be shut down for the day. The EFF is going ahead with that nationwide protest, receiving widespread criticism, as you just heard, from the ANC. The DA is also already planning court action, while the Western Cape has warned the EFF from intimidating businesses into closing their doors. Let's get a sense then of what the police plan is and speak to Athlenda Mathe, speaks on behalf of the National Police Commissioner Fani Mosamala. Athlenda, hello to you, and good to have you with us on eNCA. So first of all, let's talk about how the plans for this coming Monday. How big a force are we expecting as a country, and is it enough?
Okay. Well, thank you so much. A very good afternoon, and thank you for the opportunity. We would like to inform the country at large and members of the public that there will be no shutdown. There is no such a thing as a national shutdown. We know about a planned protest structure. We have put measures in place to prevent and combat any forms of criminality. We will not allow lawlessness. We will not allow any acts of criminality. We will not allow any barricading of roads, national, provincial, be it municipal roads. We will not allow any burning of tires. So we are assuring South Africans that as the National Joint Operational Structure, which is a structure which is led by the SAPS, the SANDF and State Security Agency, we have put measures in place to prevent and combat any forms of criminality, and that there is no national shutdown, but we are aware of a planned protest.
A planned protest or a national shutdown, it does, by the sounds of the EFF, Athlenda, sound like it's going to be around the entire country. Do we have enough boots on the ground to enforce everything you were just talking about? There will be no burning tyres, there will be no blockading of roads, etc. Do you have the capacity to handle that?
So we have an operational plan in place that is currently unfolding. We also have our prof joints that are implementing the multidisciplinary plans that we have in place. We have contingency plans to respond to any acts of criminality and lawlessness. But what is important and what we are expecting from this planned protest is that, in line with the Gatherings Act, Act number 205 of 1993, we are expecting and urging and reminding the conveners of this particular planned protest to take the necessary steps to ensure that this gathering of theirs takes place at all times, proceeds peacefully and in an orderly and accountable manner. We are also reminding the conveners of this particular planned protest that it is the organizers' responsibility to ensure that their participants or their supporters at the particular demonstration or gathering abide by the laws of this country. To this end, we, as the National Joint Operational and Intelligence Structure, we affirm our stance that we will not tolerate any lawlessness and any form of criminality. It is therefore important to note that anyone who is found to be contravening the law will be dealt with accordingly within the ambit of the law.
What areas of the country are you most concerned about?
While we do not discuss operational plans and decisions in the public domain, we want to assure members of the public that our members will execute their duties within the confines of the law. We are mobilizing all our resources to respond to the hotspot areas. All law enforcement agencies will apply minimum force that is reasonable and necessary depending on the circumstances on the ground. But as I've indicated, we are expecting the conveners of these particular planned protests to obviously mobilize their members and encourage them to protest in a peaceful and orderly manner. But safe to say, we assure South Africans that there is no national shutdown. There will be no shutting down of businesses. It's business as usual on Monday. All businesses, all services will be fully functional and operational and be open to the public. But what is also important is to encourage South Africans to play an active role in taking their rightful position in society, in working together with members of law enforcement by opposing and enforcing the law. But most importantly, to timelessly report any wrongdoing, to report any suspicious activities to the nearest police station, or call the Crime Stop hotline number on 0600 10111.
Are you making the call as SAPS for people to continue with their business and keep their shops and stores open as per normal on Monday? Is that what you're telling South Africa, Athlenda?
We are assuring South Africans that as the National Joint Operational and Intelligence Structure, we have put measures in place to prevent and combat any forms of criminality. We are assuring South Africans that Monday is a normal business day. There will be no shutdown. We do not know of any shutdown. We do know of a planned protest, and we are urging and we are encouraging and expecting the leaders of this particular planned protest to abide by the country's laws. If they do protest, they should do so peacefully. Any contravention of the law will be dealt with accordingly within the confines of the law. Our members are on high alert. Our members are on the ground. Our operational plans are being implemented across the country. But most importantly, we need to work together closely with our communities. They remain our eyes and ears on the ground. They need to report any suspicious activities. But also, Gareth, what is also important as law enforcement is to encourage parents. We know that on Monday, most children, school-going kids, won't be at schools. We are encouraging them to advise their children against taking part in any forms of criminality. We know that having a criminal record may hamper their future ability to secure employment. So it's just to caution the parents to really talk to their children and encourage the youth of this country not to involve themselves in any forms of criminality. But if they do protest, they should do so within the confines of the law in a peaceful and accountable and responsible manner.
Athlenda, I'm going to ask you to keep this last answer brief, if you don't mind. Forgive me, and I'm sure you're going to tell me it's not a planned national shutdown, it's a protest. I understand that. But is there any discussions between SAPS and the SANDF?
Remember, the SANDF and the SAPS and the SSA, they are key stakeholders within the National Joint Operational and Intelligence Structure, which is a structure which is in place to ensure the safety and security of everyone in the country. So they are key stakeholders. Yes, we are holding regular meetings. We are planning in response to the threats that have been identified. But this is just to assure South Africans that our measures, our plans are in place. We've got measures in place to ensure the safety and security of everyone in the country on Monday.
I appreciate the time and the view of the SAPS this afternoon. Athlenda, always kind and gracious with your time. Athlenda Mathe speaking on behalf of the National Police Commissioner.